It's winter here, it's cold and snowy, and I hate to shovel, so I picked up this. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda. I hate to shovel. You know, it's backbreaking work. You're out there huffing and puffing, sweating, maybe giving yourself a heart attack. So it's in your best interest not to do that. But I am so thankful for technology. The great people at Litheli here have made this. This is a cordless, brushless snow shovel. 13-inch wide here. I think it runs on the 20-volt batteries. And I'm excited about this because a lot of times when we get a little snow, an inch, 2 inches, 3 inches sometimes, I call that a little snow because we got 10 inches the other day and then another like 6 inches overnight after that. So that's a lot of snow. That's like snow blowing snow. But there's a lot of times you have a little snow. And if you don't clear it away, it's going to kind of compact and turn into ice. And it makes, especially the front sidewalk here, pretty dangerous, especially for the people walking up, the good people at Amazon, UPS, FedEx, DHL, Speedy Rabbit, the Pony Express, Western Union, and Panda Delivery. Let's not forget the people at USPS as well. So what I wanted to do here was see if I could use this cordless snow shovel just to get rid of the snow out there, clear it out, make it safer for everyone. And it would just be so convenient, so easy that I wouldn't mind doing it because it would just take a few minutes and you don't come in all sweaty and out of breath. So let's get this thing unboxed, and I think generally it's going to come pretty well assembled. Looks like we get a tool in here, kind of the upper handle section, and then it looks like the lower portion right here, the snowblower piece, and then over here looks like that's where the batteries will be. So, ooh, cool. Let's get it put together. All right, these are all the pieces here, so I don't think you need to be a handyman to put this thing together. This top part here, this shaft, is obviously going to have to be put together, and you can see that they will slide into each other right there. And then you will have this little hole that needs to be braced. So you might be able to see, I'm kind of lining up those holes. Now you can see a little daylight. There's a cord that goes in there. So you're going to put that through and then screw this plastic nut on that side and then just tighten it down. And one thing I want to show you is that if you have it upside down like I do, this little collar here needs to be on the empty end, not the handle end. And so you want to move this before you put this through here because this is what's going to screw into the base there and hold it together. Okay, you just kind of have to keep wiggling it a little bit to get it past that. Also want to show you when you're putting this on there, on only one side is there this extra hole. So you want to make sure you back this out a little bit so that you can get this little end of the rod into that hole there. That's what's going to brace it all together. Just like that. And now we will put the plastic wing nut on this part, and we should be basically done with this part of the assembly here. It just goes on there like that. Pretty simple. All right, now we're going to install the bar onto the actual workhorse part of this. And one thing I want to show you is it will say Litheli on the side up. This piece, they're kind of the vanes to blow the snow. Obviously, it will go kind of like this. So what I want to show you here is that you want to install this the correct way. There's this handle, which will be on the top. You'll kind of hold everything up. So you're going to take this end and put it into the blower portion down here. And you just want to make sure everything is oriented the right way. You can see we have little tabs on the side of the shaft. And I just want to show you as I'm pushing the shaft in there is that you have these little tabs right here that will fit, I think, right into the little slots there. And then we also have kind of these thinner vanes right here that will slide into these very thin cuts there. So that's kind of what will hold it in place and keep it from twisting. And then once you have it pressed in all the way, you're just going to slide this collar down here and twist that on. Hand tighten that, probably as tight as you can make it, depending on how strong you are. I'm not going to use all my force because otherwise I would just break and explode all the plastic here. Oh, yeah. Then you can adjust this handle. It looks like it's pretty loose at the moment, but you can move this up and kind of move it into the position that you want up or down the shaft right here, which I really love that. A lot of these are kind of permanently affixed. We can play with this when I get outside, but I might put it down low. I kind of like having as balanced as much as possible, having some leverage near the front end. And then if we go down here to the back end, what you can see is what looks like we have a lockout switch there and then the trigger right here. So I can't pull the trigger until I push that button in, or I can use my finger up here and pull it in. So little ambidextrous action right there, but won't allow you to do an inadvertent pull. And then right here, kind of looks like a spaceship. Man, that kind of looks like the Nostromo or something. But we have 2 openings here for the 2 batteries, the eject button right here. And speaking of batteries, I've got the batteries right here. We get 2 batteries, and we also get power cables for them. So USB to USB-C, which I really like. You'll have to provide your own charging bricks. And then we get 2, I think these are 20-volt batteries. And what you can see here is that you will charge them via the USB-C port right there. But we also have this USB port here. So what's cool is you can use these as a little portable power bank if you want. Flip it over, button right here. If I just hit that, it shows us the charge state, which is 3 out of 4 lights, so 75% charged. But I'm gonna get these charged up so that we can take this out and throw some snow with it. All right, out here in the snow, and I've got my Litheli here. One thing I wanna tell you right out of the gate is that this thing is light, y'all. I have had some of these snow thrower shovels here, and even the ones that don't run on batteries, they're pretty heavy. You know, if it doesn't run on battery, you've got this really long cord that you're dragging anyway. But man, I love this. I've got the batteries in my pocket, so no batteries installed in there quite yet. The other thing I want to tell you is that it's about 10 or 11 degrees out here, so it's been warming up, y'all. And that means it is all shorts weather. That's what I'm talking about. Man, I love having these like really warm winter days. The last thing I want to share with you is down here on the bottom of the snowblower. And that is this piece right here. You can see we have this plastic auger, but we also have these little vanes here. One of my complaints about these snow shovels in the past has been that it just throws snow in front of you. So you are kind of shoveling and just throwing snow where you're going to shovel more, and it kind of piles up a little bit. It's not been a real big problem because it kind of diffuses the snow and kind of blows it like in a big cloud. And so some of it lands on the left and some of it lands on the right. But what I love about this is that we have this handle right here. It kind of looks like a fire extinguisher handle on a race car that I don't own, but if I just twist it like this, you can see those vanes go left and right. And I have some intermediate positions here, so straight to the right and then very far right. So that is what you can do, and then you can also do it to the left. So what I love about this is that it's going to throw snow and then also throw it to one side or the other. It's one of those small details that I think is missing on many of these snow shovels. So I am really excited about this. Let's try it out. So I got the batteries all charged up here, and they just slide in like that and lock in. The only thing I'll tell you, if it's the first time you're doing this, is that the fat end goes in first, and then this little recess here goes towards the middle because the lock is in the middle. So you got to do it like that. And now they just click in like that. And now we can try out this bad boy and see if we can get this little sidewalk to my front door here cleaned up, because I have snowplowed it once earlier when it snowed, and then over the last few days we've just been getting a little snow. I don't know, I have a couple inches here. You can see where the sidewalk should be, but it's not really convenient for people to walk through and deliver packages and kind of bring over warm cookies and chicken noodle soup to me. So I want to get that cleared out, but it's not worth busting out the full-on snowblower for it. So let's see if this guy works. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is hit the lockout, press up on the trigger. Woo! There she goes. Look at that. And I love that it's throwing it out to the left side. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, I got a bunch of the big snowbank there. Didn't bog down, though. Man, the thing is throwing it out to the side. I love that. That is such a sweet feature. And I'll tell you what, because it's kind of light, you're not really pushing hard on it. I'm just doing a very slow walk. We're down to the pavement here where I don't have ice buildup. And especially when you get up to something like your porch, your door, you want it thrown in out to that side so that you're not putting snow right where you're going to walk. All right, look, the snow is drifted up here. That is probably 8-9 inches deep. It's way over those veins. And I'm doing a little pushing, but look at that. It's moving it. And again, not bogging down or anything. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. All right, now we get to do a pass going back, and I actually don't have to move the vanes, but I am going to move them over to the other side so that I'm not throwing snow up against the house here, and then we'll try it going back. All right, guys, so as you're able to see, I was able to plow this driveway here. There's some ice buildup from earlier this week right there, but where I didn't have that ice buildup, you can see it gets all the way down to the concrete there. And the one thing I love about this is, you probably saw me, I was doing a little bit of regular shoveling up here just to kind of clear this path a little bit more. So I really like it. Now, I will tell you what, it is pretty cold out here. I'm still in my shorts. And the reason I can do that is because this thing works so quickly. I'm only going to be out here for a few minutes and it's light. So it's easy to grab, come out here, quickly do a little work. I would highly recommend getting bundled up, have all your protective gear on. But just as an example here, you can get your sidewalk, your stairs, your steps, your deck, your porch, whatever, cleaned up really quickly with the Litheli snowblower shovel. So if you want to pick it up, I will put a link to this in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.